Good morning. Normally when I leave my house in the morning, I jump into my normal family car over there, and it's quite easy. I get in, start the engine, off I go. But somebody asked me an interesting question the other day. They said, Justin, can you daily drive your Ferrari 360? And the answer, actually, is no, you can't. And here's why. First thing is that normally a Ferrari is not out in the open to all the elements, just because you don't want it to get ruined. So you always park it in your garage, which is always that little bit much more hassle. Someone's having a bad day. Should we help him out? Here, look. Ooh. There you go, mate. Now, I've also got all my bags with me. Bags everywhere. So I need to put them in the boot. But on the Ferrari, you can't just open the boot. You have to open it from inside the car. Need to remove the battery charger. Finally got the car out. Now, normally I let it sort of warm up for like 5 minutes. Remember, this is a big engine, it's got a lot of oil. It's always good practice to let it warm up for just a few minutes before you start moving. And it's a lovely sunny day, so that gives me a good opportunity to lower the roof. Never need an excuse to lower the roof. Just... it's not working. Oh, there we go. It didn't want to open. That would have been a bit of a scary moment. The dial on the left is the engine temperature, to the water temperature, and that you can see is starting to warm up a little bit. And then this dial here is the oil temperature. Now the oil, because of the amount of oil in the engine, takes forever to come up to temperature. We're looking at it to get to about 70, 75. Right, the engine's been warming for 10 minutes. So it's a good time to get out of here. One of the worst things with these cars is starting on a hill, and outside my house is a hill, and it will be a real problem every day having to navigate hills with this car. Believe me, I've tried every single way of pulling away on a hill without this awful smell of clutch that you get. It's a very expensive smell. The problem with the oil temperature is that you're not supposed to rev the engine above 4,000-ish RPM when the oil is cold. But because the amount of oil, oh my God, does it take a long time to warm up. The other problem with this car is that there's nowhere to put anything. So I've got this other camera. So where the hell do I put it? Well, actually, there's a net back here. So far not bad. I mean, it's taken me, by the time I got into the garage, put my stuff in the boot, got the car out, warmed it up a bit, put the roof down, you get the picture. That's about a quarter of an hour. I would have been where I wanted to get by now if I'd taken the Ford. Right, so here, so you're pulling out onto a main road. You sort of can't, but you sort of nanny the car onto the main road because you can't give it loads of revs. Right, we've been driving around for about a quarter of an hour, and engine oil is still not up to temperature. Cars like these have enemies, and one of the biggest enemies for any car, like a Ferrari, McLaren, Lamborghini, whatever, is these speed bumps. You end up having to drive sideways at a bit of an angle over the speed bump. Otherwise it just scrapes. I mean, you literally slow the traffic down Everyone's behind you just sort of going over the speed bump normally. You're waiting to be able to take it at an angle so you don't scrape the bottom of the car. One of the other things that is always complicated with a car like this is parking it. Okay, with the hood down, it's not so bad. I can see around the car. But with the hood up, visibility is a bit more restricted, especially because you can't see the ends of the car. It's quite a wide car. And you can't just park in like a car park. For example, here in Spain, a lot of the car parks have like a deep, you know, like a really steep entrance in. So forget it. Lesson 1, bolt your camera to the car properly. And the other thing as well with parking is that you don't want to park it somewhere tight because it's really hard to open the door. Right, let's find a parking. Here we go. The problem comes, they try and get out. That's how you get out of a Ferrari when you've parked in a normal parking space and there's a car next to you. It's really awkward, and that was me doing it without the roof up. If you actually close the roof, then it's even worse. So there you go. One of the other reasons not to drive this car every day. Here in Europe, the parking spaces are tiny sometimes. So here we go, another speed bump. This one's evil. Oh. We've been on the road for about half an hour, and now the oil temperature is just where it needs to be. One of the things you tend to get as well is that everyone thinks that you want to have a race. So I'm just seeing behind me there's a red Seat Ibiza. He's come on to my rear very quickly, and he's just sort of hanging there now. So he'll be wanting a bit of a race, but not today. Sometimes I do give them a bit of a race. There he goes. But everyone gets really racy. Everyone thinks, oh, you're in a bright red Ferrari, you must want to race. No, actually half the time I just want to drive casually along the road, enjoy the drive, enjoy this beautiful weather in a nice car. Every now and then I'm going to hear the engine. I don't want to race. Please don't race me. Another thing with this car is that you can't really be discreet anywhere. It makes a lot of noise, it's very bright, it's very loud, and it just attracts a lot of attention. At the end of the day, it's a Ferrari. And so it's going to attract a lot of attention, especially from the police. So you can't just go discreetly somewhere. Sometimes you just want to be a bit incognito. It's like filling up with petrol. Filling up with petrol, people ask you, you know, what you do for a living and all. You always get asked loads of questions. Oh. Someone's shouting there to rev it. Another reason I can't personally drive this car every day is quite a simple one, actually. I have 2 kids. Unless they drive themselves to school, this is quite a selfish car, really. You know, this is a car to enjoy every now and then. Am I just talking to myself, or is this camera actually on? Personally, I take the kids to school sometimes. I've got to pick them up from school sometimes. So I can't drive this car every single day. I need to do the school run. But I think there's one more reason why you can't or shouldn't daily drive this car. And that's because it's supposed to be an occasion. It's supposed to be exciting. It's something to look forward to. It's something to... it needs to feel special. And I think if you start driving it every day and you have the hassles of parking it, the hassles where people keep asking you questions all the time, the hassle of getting it in and out of your garage, warming up the engine, it's lost if you've got to do it every single day. And in fact, it must become a right pain in the arse if you have to do it every day. This isn't a car to use every day. Just, you've got to have that, today's a Sunday morning. I got up early. The sun was out. It's a lovely day. It's perfect. This is what you want to do. You want to get in your car, go for a drive, and make it an occasion. A lot of people complain that driving these days isn't fun anymore. Roads are too busy, too many speed cameras and all this. You have to make it fun. You have to do the get up early, go find a road, go and do something, have a mission, go somewhere specific. Unless you do that, you don't really get an enjoyment, a pleasure out of driving a car. Even just setting somewhere to go for lunch or something, And I think that's the key with a car like this, because if you use it every day, it doesn't become an occasion. It just becomes the norm. And that's a bit sad, because I think you have to enjoy the experience. And the experience doesn't come from doing all the day-to-day stuff, Unfortunately, the realities and the practicalities of running a car like this every single day, it's just not good. So there you go. That's why you shouldn't drive it every day. Create a moment, enjoy the moments of the car. That's definitely my advice. Hope you liked the video. Please give it a big thumbs up. If you didn't, just give it a big thumbs down. It doesn't matter to me. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you very soon.